You've just completed chopping raw chicken on the cutting board, and now it's time to prepare some raw salad onions. How should the raw onion be prepared before being cut? Rinse the board in running water. B. Wipe the board of any remaining raw chicken. C. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the cutting board. D. Turn the board over to avoid cross-contamination. The correct answer is C. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the cutting board. After chopping raw chicken, it's very important to wash, rinse, and sterilize the cutting board before chopping onions for a raw salad. This is especially more true considering that you will be serving raw onions on a salad together with possibly dangerous raw chicken. What is the FIFO first in, first out method? Storing food items so that the oldest is used first. B. Marking packaged food items with a used by date. C. Washing hands before and after each task. D. Rotating food pans on a buffet line so that the food remains fresh. The correct answer is A. Storing food items so that the oldest is used first. Because all food loses its safety over time, it's best to eat the oldest foods first and save the newer ones for later. This not only promotes food safety, but it also improves the overall quality of the food served in the restaurant. It also cuts down on waste by avoiding food from being thrown away when it may be saved. Although the FIFO approach is efficient, it should not be used in place of other time and temperature rules. What steps should you take if food spills on the floor? Cook the outside to avoid contamination. B. Throw the food out. C. If under 3 seconds on floor, use it. D. Cook the food in the microwave. The correct answer is B. Throw the food out. If food spills on the floor, it should be thrown away right away. The 3-second rule does not exist, and there is no proper method for cleaning food. Throwing away the food is the only solution. Which of the following symptoms is most often linked to food poisoning? Diarrhea. B. A rash or hives. C. Dizziness or vertigo. D. Congestion. The correct answer is A. Diarrhea. When a doctor hears reports of uncontrollable diarrhea, one of the first things that comes to mind is a foodborne infection. This is due to the fact that foodborne infections are so widespread. Vomiting, fever, nausea, abdominal pains, and jaundice are also common signs of foodborne sickness. When a person consumes dangerous levels of microorganisms, their bodies attempt to eliminate them. This is what causes diarrhea and vomiting. What should you do if food shipments don't arrive at the proper temperature? Reject the delivery. B. Accept the delivery, but notify your supervisor. C. Bring the food items to the correct temperature within 2 hours. D. File a complaint with your regulatory authority. The correct answer is A. Reject the delivery. Temperature management is essential for food safety, and it starts before the food even arrives at your company. Receiving food shipments is your first chance to influence food safety. It's impossible to know how long food has been held at wrong temperatures if it's not at the right temperature when it's delivered. As a result, you should refuse the delivery. What constitutes an outbreak of a foodborne illness? When foodborne illness is linked to multiple food service establishment. B. When a person must be hospitalized due to foodborne illness. C. When at least 2 people experience the same symptoms after eating the same food. D. When more than one variety of pathogens is discovered in the same food product. The correct answer is C. When at least 2 people experience the same symptoms after eating the same food. An outbreak occurs when 2 or more persons develop the same foodborne illness symptoms after eating the same meal. It would be impossible to determine which food caused the illness if just one person displayed the symptoms. Once regulatory authorities have recognized the food and facility, the proper course of action can be performed. What or who is most responsible for instilling safe food handling habits in new employees? The general manager. B. The owner. C. Staff should already have this knowledge before being hired. D. The certified food manager. The correct answer is D. The certified food manager. Everyone should share their expertise of safe food handling with one another. The certified food manager, CFM, on the other hand, is someone who has studied food safety and demonstrated their knowledge by passing an exam. The certified food manager is primarily responsible for ensuring that the entire establishment follows safe food handling procedures. Which of the following is not a safe method of thawing frozen meat? Under hot running water. B. In a microwave. C. In a walk-in cooler. D. Cooking it while still frozen. The correct answer is A. Under hot running water. It's not a good idea to thaw frozen meat in water that's warmer than 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This is because the temperature danger zone will be reached on the outside of the meat while the inside remains frozen. Parts of the meat are likely to have spent too much time in the temperature danger zone between the time you start thawing it with hot water and the time it reaches the proper cooking temp. The temperature risk zone for raw TCS foods should never be exceeded for more than 4 hours. Which section of the glass should be used to hold all glassware to lessen the possibility of foodborne illness developing on it? Inner portion. B. Any part is okay. C. Stem. D. Rim. The correct answer is C. Stem. Glassware should be held by the stem to avoid having glass become a source of foodborne illness. If a piece of glassware does not have a stem, then the glass should be held by the bottom of the glass or by the outer portion of the glass. This will significantly reduce the chances of foodborne illness by means of glassware. A cook prepares to cut chicken into strips for the nightly special after forming ground beef into patties on a cutting board. The proper course of action is clean the cutting board. B. Cut away. C. Shred the chicken. D. Take a break. The correct answer is A. Clean the cutting board. The cook should clean the cutting board after forming the ground beef into patties before slicing the chicken. Even while both ingredients have the potential to be dangerous, this in no way means that you can prepare both substances without first washing the equipment. Which of the following is a physical contaminant? Mold on cheese. B. Pathogens on unwashed hands. C. Raw chicken juice on a cutting board. D. Bones in chill. The correct answer is D. Bones in chill. Glass, dirt, and food packaging are examples of physical contaminants, or anything else that might end up in the food. If bones are present in dishes where they are not expected, such as soups, stews, or chili, they can be a physical contamination. In a 3-compartment sink, utensils should be washed and sanitized before being dried with a fresh towel.
Sanitize. Rinse. Weich.
B.
Weich. Sanitize. Rinse.
C.
Weich. Rinse. Sanitize.
D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Wash, rinse, sanitize. Silverware, glasses, and dishes should be washed, rinsed, and then sanitized to ensure cleanliness. Although answer C, wash, sanitize, rinse, comes close to being the right response, it is the soap that must be removed to protect clients from possibly eating harmful compounds. All sanitizing agents must be suitable for use around food and be applied in the right amounts. How long, at the very least, should a test strip for sanitizer be dipped in the disinfectant? 60 seconds. B. 1 second. C. 25 seconds.
D.
10 seconds. The correct answer is D. 10 seconds. Before being removed, sanitizer strips should be dipped in the sanitation solution for 10 seconds. Although this is a good general guidance, make sure to read the sanitation strips package for more detailed directions. The most crucial component of pest management can be found in the geographical location of the restaurant. B. A good pest control company. C. Depriving pests of food, water, and shelter. D. Using the correct chemicals. The correct answer is C. Depriving pests of food, water, and shelter. The most crucial component of pest control is denying bugs access to food, water, and shelter, which is the right response. If you are able to prevent a pest from accessing food and water at your establishment, the bug will go for shelter elsewhere. What steps may a food handler take to minimize or eliminate the danger of food contamination? Storing cleaning products in easy-to-reach locations in the kitchen. B. Rinsing knives and cutting boards with hot water when moving between prep items. C. Washing their hands after using the restroom.
D.
Taking medication after visiting a sick friend. The correct answer is C. Washing their hands after using the restroom. A food service manager's primary responsibility is to ensure that food handling staff follows proper protocols for temping and holding hot and cold items. This measure provides monitoring and responsibility, as well as the potential to protect customers from being served unsafe food. One of a manager's FDA-recommended food safety responsibilities is to supervising food handlers to ensure hot and cold food holding temperatures are regularly monitored. B. Inspecting the quality of food items prepared off-premises for serving in the facility. C. Making and approving staff schedules.
D.
Providing maintenance for the facility. The correct answer is A. Supervising food handlers to ensure hot and cold food holding temperatures are regularly monitored. A food service manager's primary responsibility is to ensure that food handling staff follows proper protocols for temping and holding hot and cold items. This measure provides monitoring and responsibility, as well as the potential to protect customers from being served unsafe food.